So in this video, I'm going to show you how to do some of this animation text or add really nice fonts. We're giving you like 600 or plus Google fonts to add right here, and it's really great. So the first thing you want to do and make sure is you have the Tesseract Designer theme and you got that. Second thing is you want to make sure you have Beaver Builder installed here, the plugin. And the third thing is you want to start adding these things, and I typically like to add it in back of like either a video or some kind of picture, or even like a color within the row. So you want to go into your row settings and you want to make sure that you have uploaded either a photo or you added a picture in the background. You could change the background to whatever you want. So do that first. And the next thing you want to do is you want to click on Add Content right here. And then you want to go to Tesseract Designer Plus right here. So these are just additional things we're giving you. And this is animation text right here. So I just went like this and I dragged that over here. And I'm just going to put welcome to my site just for the fun of it. And you're going to see it right here. Looks kind of not so great in back of this, so you probably want to change the color and so on. You could add more animation text, and you could have the prefix text and suffix text. And what does that mean? Let's say test 1, and you'll know right after I do this, you'll know what it means. And then test 2. Okay, so you're kind of seeing the prefix before it and then after it. You see how that works? And if I change the color, you'll probably see it better. So let me go to styles right here, and I could change this to left, right, center, but for now, so we could see it, I'm going to keep it there. I'm going to do, well, I'll say white, make it there. So there's that text right there, that color text. And you don't need to get into the prefix or suffix or anything like that. It just helps out. So sometimes you want to do something that says, we are, you know, number 2, and then it crosses out number 1 in blah 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 sales or something like that, and you're kind of talking to people and it seems like you're typing, and that's what, you know, kind of what the fun of this is right here. So you could get really creative with this if you wanted to. So there you go, the prefix and suffix text is that. You could even make it darker if you wanted to, or gray, and just kind of play with it, play around with it. I typically don't do the prefix and suffix unless I am trying to illustrate something and I'm trying to tell them, you know, like I'm erasing something. But I think you get the point. You could kind of play around with that. So then there's also typography, and that's the next thing I want to get into. So oh, let's go from left to right actually. Okay, so we went over how the animation works, right? The prefix and suffix. I kind of showed you styles. I jumped over to there. Animation is the type speed. So we could change the speed, and these are in milliseconds, and we could have a delay on the speed and the back speed, how fast it goes back and stuff, or and the delay speed. So you could mess around with this, and you could see really clearly what it does. Also, what you probably want to do is you want to maybe loop it or not loop it. Sometimes you don't want it to keep looping, and you just want it to appear one time and then stay there. See that? And it's just kind of a cursor blinking. And if you don't want that cursor, you could hide it, or you could have a different cursor character. In fact, I could put like an, you know, a symbol or something like that. Yeah, but I don't know if you want to do that. So just keep that that bar there. Blinking cursor, true or not true. You could do that. It's really up to you. So I just kind of wanted to review that with you. So the next thing is, we kind of talked about this. You could center this or put it to the left. There it is. It's kind of in the center right there now. And let's go into typography. This is what I love. You could use H1, H2, and kind of make it bigger with H1. Or if you really want to make it like this right here, that specific size, you could probably change it around yourself by just going to font size. Probably, no, you can't. So let me just do that for you. Let's go 32. Let me see that. That looks okay, just like that. And then you could do line height. So let me just play with this. You could play with the lines height, and you'll see what I'm talking about. This 300 and you'll see how there's more height there. Then this is where the magic comes. You have all these fonts to choose from. And if this gets overwhelming, what I typically do is just Google like top Google fonts, because all these are Google fonts. And I just type in top Google fonts and I'll see some fonts. So some of these fonts are really awesome. I mean, really design-like, and designers use and stuff, and they will make a big difference on your site to make it really design-like. And I'm really proud to say, like, this is really cool. So you want to go ahead and choose a font that kind of is clean and represents your site, and it really just depends on your style of your site. So I mean, you could just really play around with these things, and I would probably make this even bigger and whatnot. So I could go here and be here all day just playing with these, or going to Google and looking at their fonts. And you could just go to Google Fonts, and you could see, I guess there's 800 now. I mean, there's just tons of Google fonts. You could just kind of look through and see what's going on, or typing top Google fonts. Or you could just sit here like I do and just kind of see what it looks like on the site itself while doing this. So there you go. You press save, and then it comes, and of course press done and publish, and then you'll see it come up right away on your site. Advanced is just the margins, and if you want to show it on mobile or not mobile, you can make it a different animation, how it could fade in and stuff like that. But I really don't get into that too much when you already have some really nice animation here. All right, so that kind of goes over this, the animation one. We have a couple other ones, and if you just go to Tesseract Designer Plus, we have also the header fun, which is basically the same as this, except it's just primarily just fonts. Like it'll just come up here. So this is a test. Oops, that is not how you spell this, is it? So this is a test, and then you could also have a subheading here. So some more text right there, and it will come up down below. So what you want to do is you want to make sure in the styles that you have the right colors. Number one, let's get those colors so we could see those. And then you want to go back to typography. It's the same thing. You just get a little bit different options here. And then let me go back to like maybe 40. Let's see what that looks like. Font text for that one. And then you could go down to the subheading, and you could make it probably smaller. And there's that. I'll probably make it even smaller than that, probably 22 or something. I don't know. It's really up to you. But you get what I'm saying here. That is what heading fun is. And of course, again, you can go ahead and choose different fonts for the top and the bottom on that. So it makes it really, really fun and really easy to do that on there. All right, and you would just save and publish, and that's that. All right. The next thing that I kind of wanted to go over is I guess you could play with this. This is not too fancy, so you could just add icons, and you could just go in here and you could put an icon, and you could select an icon here, whatever you want. Let's say you wanted that icon, and then it would show up. You could see it right there, and you would have to go to styles and style it the way you want it to. Make it white, and you can make it hover over when a different color, maybe a little darker or whatnot. And you can make that icon even bigger if you wanted to, 45, or even if you wanted to get crazy, you could do like 120. Some big icons right there. But anyways, you get the idea. You get my point here, and we just have stuff like that. But the big things that we're really proud of are the animation one and the header fun. And there's also activate a link. I'm going to get into that in other videos, but the main thing on this is the animation text and the nice text for this. All right, I hope this gives you some insight on what you can do, and I will talk to you shortly.